Sourwood blooms in August on the ridgeland high. White bellflowers reaching to the sky. Bees coming from every direction to the bloom. Best honey season in the mountain room. Grandpa said the sourwood makes the honey rare. Nothing quite compares to what the ridgeland bears. Sourwood honey trees luckiest on the ridge. Bees crossing every creek and covered bridge. Sourwood honey trees working amber in the frame. Mountain honey never tasted. Sourwood wants to Plepton's what uncappins in the honey house. Botheries more that's light. Run the extractors slow and let the honey flow down. Camber sing with a licorice undertow. Sourwood honey fetches twice the clover price. Said the mountain has a way of charging twice horties. Sourwood honey trees working down the ridge. Bees crossing every creek and covered bridge. Sourwood honey trees working amber in the frame. Mountain honey never tasted. Grandpa kept those hives on the Sourwood ridge. Walked them up each spring across the bridge. Said the bees deserve to work the finest bloom. The mountain sourwood is their finest room. Sourwood honey trees working on the ridge. Bees crossing every creek and covered bridge. Sourwood honey trees working amber in the frame. Mountain honey never tasted quite the same. Veteran's Tabby sleeping on the Cracker Barrel. Had been the store's official breeder since he was a kid. 14 pounds of cat and reading, not a care to own. Best mascot any general store has shown. Oh, the storekeeper says the cat came with the deed. Whoever owned the store before planted the seed. Old country store, carry be hard shirt in on. Old country store, a scary and blown. Orange in the sun, best advertisement any general store has done. Your country store, carry on. Orange in the sun, best advertisement any general store has done. That's from New Orleans to claps him on the ear. He opens one eye slow and then goes back to deer. Never falls off the barrel if he's not in 20 years. Balanced even in the deepest sleeping gears. Strangers coming just to see the famous cat. Earl says he's worth more than the postcard rack at that. Old country store, carry be hard shirt in the mold. Old country store, a little scary and blown. Orange in the sun, best advertisement any general store has done. When old Thomas finally goes to his reward, Earl says he'll put his picture by the Lord on the wall beside the founders of the store. Said no cat has ever given more. Old country store, carry be hard shirt in the knoll. Old country store, a scary and blown. Orange in the sun, best advertisement any general store has done. No country store, carry bone. Orange in the sun, best advertisement any general store has done. Round the Cracker Barrel every cold day, solving every problem in their particular way. Storekeeper listening from behind the counter there. Heard more wisdom than a college could compare. Earl said plant by the moon and you can't go wrong. Woodrow said the almanac's been right along. Cracker Barrel philosophy, 20 bushes full, best education, money can't make a rule. Cracker Barrel philosophy, or a bicycle up your stool. Best education, money can't make a rule. Dale Harold swore the woolly worm predicted snow. Said the whiter brown band, the harder it'll go. That year the band was narrow, but the winter came hard. Harold said the worm must have studied the wrong yard. Nobody laughed, my fist fight ease, they just moved on ahead. Said let's talk about the spring planting instead. Harold said Cracker Barrel philosophy, 20 bushes full, best education, money can't make a rule. Cracker Barrel philosophy, or a bicycle pull up your stool. Best education, money can't make a rule. La la da 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 da. La la da 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 da. The barrel's gone now from the modern store, but the men still gather somewhere to explore. Whatever space they find becomes the round. Wherever old men talk is Cracker Barrel ground. Cracker Barrel philosophy, 20 bushels full, best education, money can't make a rule. Cracker Barrel philosophy, or a bison, pull up your stool. Best education, money can't make a rule. Or a bison. Wicked fish trap in the creek by the mossy stone. Set it in the evening grassy, check it in the morn. Grandpa wove the basket from the willow split. Said the fish come in but can't figure their quit. Most mornings had a catfish or two inside. Best fishing method with no hook to guide. Fish trap, creek, creek goes, basket in the flow. Morning check is all you need to know. Fish trap, creek of Viewsy willow, woven right, working for you through the creek BV all night. He said it in the narrow where the current ran. Said the fish followed the flow just like a plan. Bait of corn mash in the funnel end. Fish swimming they eat and can't find the band. Come on and pull it up and see what's there. Best supplies the creek, bank has to share. The fish trap, creek, creek goes, basket in the flow. Morning check is all you need to know. Fish trap, creek of Viewsy willow, woven right, working for you through the creek BV all night. He wove new traps every spring before the season. Said the willow rots, and that's the reason. Fresh willow every year, just like the planting. The creek gives back to those who keep on granting. Fish trap, creek, creek goes, basket in the flow. Morning check is all you need to know. Fish trap, creek of Viewsy willow, woven right, working for you through the creek BV all night. Whispered Dewar, a name for the possum in the old Dreeway. Said they'd come out on this road every moonlit day. Nobody recalls who named it or exactly when the Possum Trot Road has been. Possum Trot Road has been the swill since then. Daddy said every county road has got a tale. This one's got a critter on a midnight trail. Possum Trot Road, Possum Trot Road is slow, and after dark every county road deserves its own remark. Possum Trot Road, its name that fits just right. Some places earn their title in the night. Road itself winds gentle through the cedar trees, down a Miller's Creek between the summer breeze. Best fishing all a quarter mile from the end, where the old sycamore leans around the bend. I've walked this road 1,000 times or more, every time I find something I hadn't found before. Possum Trot Road, Possum Trot Road, it's slow, and after dark every county road deserves its own remark. Possum Trot Road, its name that fits just right. Places earn their title in the night. My address is Possum Trot Road, is number 4. City people always ask me what it's for. Said it's for the possum and the cedar and the creek, and everything this kind of living tends to seek. Possum Trot Road, Possum Trot Road, it's slow, and after dark every county road deserves its own remark. Possum Trot Road, its name that fits just right. Some places earn their title in the night. things win a hayloft every year. Best sort and control that a farmer once feared. White ghost face peering from the rafter beam, haunting all the night like a silent dream. Daddy said we don't disturb the owl space. She pays her rent in every mouse she chases. Barn owl landlord, I rest my face in the loft. Silent wings going out and coming soft. Barn owl landlord, I rest still on the farm, keeping all the grain from the rodent harm. She raked the owlets in the far corner nest, fluffy white and white, big time doing their best. We'd watch them from the ladder, looking up, each one growing bigger from a cup. By July, they'd leave the loft and take the night. The whole barn quieter, but the mice in flight. Barn owl landlord, I rest my face in the loft. Silent wings going out and coming soft. Barn owl landlord, I rest still on the farm, keeping all the grain from the rodent harm. Every spring we check the corner of the loft, see if she's come back from the winter soft. 4 years running she's returned to nest again, best any barn has ever penned. Barn owl landlord, I rest my face in the loft. Silent wings going out and coming soft. Barn owl landlord, I rest still on the farm, keeping all the grain from the rodent harm. Butter mold Sunday, butter rosin hard with the sheaf of wheat. Press a fresh churn butter for the Sunday treat. Golden block with the pattern pressed on top. Grandma Sunday butter never gonna stop. Set it on the table with the biscuits there, and best set a piece in any county square. And butter mold Sunday alive with fruits golden on the plate. Wheat sheaf pressed in butter, I buy for something great. Butter mold Sunday alive, carved by Grandpa's hand. Prettiest thing on any table in this land. They carved the mold from cherry wood one winter long. Said a pretty thing should come along with song. Every Sunday when the butter came out pressed, the table looked like something from the best. Company would comment on the wheat sheaf there, said I never saw such butter anywhere. Butter mold Sunday lives carved by Grandpa's hand. The prettiest thing on any table in this land. The mold sits in my kitchen now unused, but every Sunday when the butter's bruised, I think about the care that went into the press. The small art of making ordinary blessed. Butter mold Sunday alive, carved by Grandpa's hand. Prettiest thing on any table in this land. Both sits in my kitchen now unused, but every Sunday when the butter's bruised, I think about the care that went into the press. The small art of making ordinary bliss. Quart jars lined up on the kitchen counter row, the lids and rings and the pressure canners blow. August string beans snapped and washed and packed just right. The salt in every jar before the lid's tight. The canner hissing steady on the old wood range. Best kitchen music in the summer's range. A canning jar, clattery lid and a ring and seal. Summer in a jar is a country deal. Canning jar, clattery lid, quart by quart we store everything the garden gave and so much more. We climbed and counted every jar upon the shelf. Said 20 with the green beans by herself. Tomatoes, reboots, peas, and okra lined up in a row. She'd tally up the total as a winter show. Said the pantry full before the first frost falls is the finest feeling in these county halls. Canning jar, clattery lid, and a ring and seal. Summer in a jar is the country deal. Canning jar, clattery bleed, quart by quart we store everything the garden gave and so much more. February cold and the garden's under snow. Pull a jar of August off the shelf below. Hear that pop of vacuum when the lid comes clear. Summer speaking to you in the middle of the year. Canning jar, clattery, the lid and a ring and seal. Summer in a jar is the country deal. Canning jar, clattery, lead. Quart by quart we store everything the garden gave and so much more. Where the radio crackles on the kitchen shelf at night. Freeze warning coming for the garden's plight. Daddy hears it and we all move fast and right. Cover up the tomatoes before the light. Old bed sheets and the feed sacks on the row, protecting what the summer took to grow. Freeze warning, radio wrap up inside. Everybody out, save the garden is what it's all about. Freeze warning, radio wrap up inside. Cover every row, can't afford to lose what took all season to show. Mama's on the pepper bed with the sheets spread wide. Brother on the beans on the other side. Daddy at the tomato staking cloth down tight. Half an hour working in the apron night. Morning came up, 30 urgentals and barely spared. Every plant beneath the cover sat and stared. Freeze warning, radio right by blue's eye. Everybody out, save the garden is what it's all about. Freeze warning, radio right by blue's eye. Cover every row, can't afford to lose what took all season to show. The radio has been replaced by the phone's ding, but a freeze warning still gets everybody jumping. Beds and blankets on the pepper row of 10. Same as mama did it way back then. Freeze warning, radio right by blue's eye. Everybody out, save the garden is what it's all about. Freeze warning, radio right by blue's eye. Cover every row, can't afford to lose what took all season to show. Wagon pulled into the square on Friday noon. Said the medicine show would start at afternoon. Bottles lined up on the tailgate, red and gold, and every label promising to cure the cold. The banjo player started up a running tune. Crowd gathered from the county under the moon. Medicine show man in Robin stepped right up in here. Best tonic in the county, come and clear. Medicine show man in Robin, greatest hand, greatest entertainer in this county land. He talked so fast the words ran into song. Said this elixir's been tested all along. Whether it worked, nobody quite say, but everybody bought a bottle anyway. The show was worth a quarter all along. Best free entertainment the county's known. Medicine show man in Robin stepped right up in here. Best tonic in the county, coming clear. Medicine show man in Robin's bottle in his hand, greatest entertainer in this county land. By Saturday morning the wagon would be gone, left the emptied bottles and the memory on. Grandpa swore the tonic fixed his aching knee. Said don't tell me the showman fooled me. Medicine show man in Robin stepped right up in here. Best tonic in the county, coming clear. Medicine show man in Robin's bottle in his hand, greatest entertainer in this county land. They can't the sweet columns on his farmhouse fine, poplar wood and a chisel working down the line. Acanthus leaves and twisted rope along the shaft, prettiest porch columns any county left. Said a man's house is his statement to the world. Every tip carving was his flag unfurled. Porch column cover me, the speed chisel and the wood, making something beautiful the way he could. Porch column cover me, the speed chisel, offer up the post. Something built with care matters the most. Woo! It took him all the winter alone to do the fort. Said the cold gave him the time and nothing more. When the spring came and the porch went up in place, every neighbor stopped to study every face. Said, Raymond, you've given this whole road a gift. That's the kind of beauty that will lift. Porch column carver me, the speed chisel and the wood, making something beautiful the way he could. Porch column carver me, the speed chisel and the wood, something built with care and matters the most. The farmhouse is still standing on the county road, Raymond's columns carrying the load. 3 generations of his family born beneath the porch he spent a winter underneath. Yeah. Porch column carver me, the speed chisel and the wood, making something beautiful the way he could. Porch column carver me, the speed chisel and the wood, something built with care matters the most. Sarsaparilla in the crock drink, summer root beer brewing by the clock. Grandpa had the recipe from his daddy's hand, best cold drink in any county across his land. Carbonation building in the sealed up jar, said patience is what separates the near from far. Root beer summer, root beer size brewing on the porch, homemade fizz in the summer torch. Root beer summer, Reaper Robert's cold and bound, the sweet best thing any July has to be. Store down Esther Bluesons, he tested every morning with a careful taste. Said not enough is a relish me's, give it more space. The day it hit the tongue just right with its bite. He called us all in from the yard that night, ice from the ice house packed around the jug. Every grandchild got their own tin mug. Root beer summer, this size brewing on the porch, homemade fizz in the summer torch. Root beer summer, Reaper Robert's cold and brown, a sweet best thing any July has to be. Or Root Beaker came to town eventually, but Grandpa said that's not the real thing. Free, said you taste the sassafras and tell me true, which one tastes like summer coming through. Root beer summer, this size brewing on the porch, homemade fizz in the summer torch. Root beer summer, Reaper Robert's cold and brown, a sweet best thing any July has to be. Blue chicory on the roadside in the August tea, prettiest weed this county's going to me. Blooms by morning, breathless closes by the afternoon, watching the clock like it knows every tune. Grandma called it ragged sailors by the name, said the blue is never going to be the same. Chicory blue morning notifies them the ditch, county's finest wildflower without a hitch. And chicory blue morning, open to the sun, closes up by the noon when the morning's done. Grass to till and sick grow down your door to roats and jogger in the fall. Said the coffee substitute was best of all. Dark and bitter with a sweetness underneath. Something the depression taught her teeth. Chicory and coffee mixed together strong. Said we made do and made it all along. Chicory blue morning, no flies in the ditch. County's finest wildflower without a hitch. Chicory blue morning, open till the sun closes up by the evening when the morning's done. I drive the county roads in August just to see the blue chicory doing what it does for free. Roadside beauty asking nothing back, just the blue of morning along the track. Chicory blue morning, no flies in the ditch. County's finest wildflower without a hitch. Chicory blue morning, open till the sun closes up by the evening when the morning's done. Grandpa carved his pipe from the carbonerine. Said a man don't need more than the corn provide. Didn't boil the stem from the summer field. Best pipe that any harvest could ever yield. He'd sit on the porch in the evening light, smoking and deciding what was wrong and right. Corn cob pipe, wisdom herb type, in the evening glow. Grandpa figuring out everything below. Corn cob pipe, wisdom herb type, smoke rings in the air. Best thinking tool that any farmer bears. Said he solved more problems with that pipe in hand than any court toss in this county land. The slow burn of the tobacco match his thought. Patient with the reason, eerie fees never overwrought. Ever brought him worry in the morning light. The pipe and porch together got it right. Corn cob pipe, wisdom art type, porch in the evening glow. Grandpa figuring out everything below. Corn cob pipe, wisdom art type, smoke rings in the air. Best thinking tool that any farmer bears. I keep the pipe he made upon my shelf today. Don't smoke it, but I hold it when I pray. Something that the object in the hand connects me to his thinking, his land. Corn cob pipe, wisdom art type, porch in the evening glow. Grandpa figuring out everything below. Corn cob pipe, wisdom art type, smoke rings in the air. Best thinking tool that any farmer bears. Six-town ark with dogs and neighbors wide. Six-town geek to let it crown and let know by the Souders blue. I hold on for him, many mocking for endless the rhythm of a goblin in the dream. While the nail is speaking the owner instance of the six-town and struggle by the sun so roll. Six-town drives the market, locals moving down the road. 6 months of bovine in the morning's low. Cattle drive through the market, local dogs and men and dust. Getting to the scale is a matter of trust. They haul Brindle always tried to break the line. Daddy whistle, blue dog, and he falling fine. By the time we hit the stockyard main, every animal accounted for again. The auctioneer's voice rise in the rain. That morning drive worth everything. 6 talons of the market, locals moving down the road. 6 months of bovine and the morning's low. Cattle drive through the market, local dogs and men and dust. Getting to the scale is a matter of trust. They haul them in the trailers now, and that makes sense. But something's lost between the gate and fence. The 6-town and all walked with dogs and neighbors wide. Was part of what it meant to live inside. 6-town drives the market, locals moving down the road. 6 miles of bovine in the morning's low. Cattle drive through the market, local dogs and men and dust. Getting into the scales is a matter of trust. Saturday night and the Sunday suit comes down. Only suit that Daddy owns in this whole town. Brushing on the back porch with the clothes brush there. Said a man needs one good suit and the proper care. Hang it on the door to air through the night. Best dressed farmer in the county come a Sunday light. Sunday suit, brushing I reeve on Saturday night, right? Getting ready for the morning and the light. Sunday suit, brushing I reeve on one suit, rounds one man. Wearing your best for the Lord is the plan. He wore it to the church and to the funeral too. The weddings and the county fair and everything through. Said this suit has seen the best and worst of years. Every joy this county offered and the tears. When it finally wore too thin to wear again, he passed it on and bought another then. And Sunday suit, brushing I reeve on Saturday night, right? Getting ready for the morning and the light. Sunday suit, brushing I reeve on one suit, rounds one man. Wearing your best for the Lord is the plan. My own son asked me why I iron my shirt each week. Said because the effort is the thing I seek. Showing up your best to what matters in your life is the lesson that he taught before the strife. Sunday suit, brushing I reeve on Saturday night, right? Getting ready for the morning and the light. Sunday suit, brushing I reeve on one suit, rounds one man. Wearing your best for the Lord is the plan. Billy-eyed woodpecker on the dead oak behind the barn. Best alarm clock this farm could ever charm. Starting up at 6 with his drilling in his knock. Say good morning to the county like a clock. That he'd hear him and say, time to get the feed. That woodpecker is the only clock we need. Woodpecker, woodpecking on the dead oak there. Best alarm tale this county has in the morning air. Woodpecker clockering up by 6 o'clock and right. Wakes up every farmer before the full light. Their crest flashing in the early morning gray. Biggest woodpecker this county seen today. His drumming carries past the creek and hill. Wakes the dogs up and the roosters need to fill. After him the whole farm comes to life. Hey! Cattle at the gate and mama starting strife. Woodpecker, 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 halfway down the block. He's been keeping this farm stock for 40 years. Better than any battery, 8 appears. Every woodpecker, duckpecker, midway down the block. Wakes up every farmer before the full light. Hey, electrician came and offered Daddy a clock. Said we've got the woodpecker down the block. He's been keeping this farm's time for 40 years. Better than any battery, road safe appears. Woodpecker, woodpecker, not way down the block. He's been keeping this farm's time for 40 years. Better than any battery, 8 appears. And every woodpecker drumming on the dead oak there. Best alarm this county has in the morning, yeah. Woodpecker clockering is he 6 o'clock and right. Wakes up every farmer before the full light. Bed frames in the cold frame, arch outside, window sash on top to keep the seedlings inside. Manure heat rising from below the soil. March gardening is the patient kind of toil. Tomato seeds in the row marked flat there. 6 weeks to transplant in the warming air. Seedling greenhouse March moss starts in the cold. Getting a jump on the spring like the story's told. Seedling greenhouse, March moss green in the gray. Planning for the garden while the winter holds sway. Mama to lift the sash a crack on sunny days. Let the cold frame seedlings find their outdoor ways. Hardening off the tender plants each noon, getting them ready for the ground by June. The smell of damp soil and the seedling green, best smell of March that I have ever seen. Seedling greenhouse, March moss starts in the cold, getting a jump on the spring like the story's told. Seedling greenhouse, March moss green in the gray, planning for the garden while the winter holds sway. By the time the maple leaves are quarter size, the transplants are ready for the open skies. Everything that started in the cold frame small ends up feeding the whole family through the fall. Seedling greenhouse, March moss starts in the cold, getting a jump on the spring like the story's told. Seedling greenhouse, March moss green in the gray, planning for the garden while the winter holds sway. Oh, 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 oh. North window light, the quilting of DV's frame beside the glass. Steady northern light, dates built to last. Window light quilting of DV needle leather thread, pattern coming clear in the light the shed. Let a brie dance that the color mentioned stitch by stitch. That north light doesn't shift or change its lane. Best light for the color matching stitch by stitch. That north window is a quilting niche. Hey, hey, hey. Window light, a quilting in frame beside the glass. Steady northern light that's built to last. Hey, 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 hey. Window light, quilting in frame, needle and the thread, pattern coming clear in the light that's shed. She'd quilt from breakfast till the supper bell. Every block a story she could tell. This strap came from my wedding dress, she'd say. That one from your uncle's working day. The quilt was documentation of the years. Every patch of joy has a few good tears. Hey, hey. Window light, quilting in frame beside the glass. Steady northern light that's built to last. Hey. Hey. Window light, quilting in frame, needle and the thread, pattern coming clear in the light that's shed. Hey. When the winter sun goes short in December days, she'd quilt by lamplight in the evening haze. Said the hands know the pattern even in the dim. The north window just makes the colors trim. Hey. Window light, quilting in frame beside the glass. Steady northern light that's built to last. Hey. 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 Window light, quilting in frame, needle and the thread, pattern coming clear in the light that's shed. Bounding shocks across the October field, steady like small tippies in the harvest yield. Daddy showed me how to tie the binding twine. Said a shock that's tied right will stand the cold just fine. The whole field looking like a golden village there. Best October picture in the country air. Fodder Shock October, Austria field of tippies gold. And standing through the wind and the early cold, Fodder Shock keeping cattle through the winter night. Row stalks keeping cattle through the winter night. Iris got the game of building them when we were young. Raced to tie the fastest from the bottom rung. Daddy judged the tightness when the wind came through. Said a loose lead shock tells everything of you. The fields stood proud from October into snow. Best work we ever did in the harvest glow. Fodder shock October, us 3 field of tippies go. Standing through the wind and the early cold. Fodder shock October, us 3 is bound and tied upright. Corn stalks keeping cattle through the winter night. Fields don't have shocks standing in them now. Silage choppers change the how. But every October when the corn goes brown, I see them in my mind across the hill and down. Fodder shock October, us 3 field of tippies go. Standing through the wind and the early cold. Fodder shock October, us 3's bound and tied upright. Corn stalks keeping cattle through the winter night. Hop, hop. Old trail running through the cedars on the bluff. Limestone crappings in the going rough. Daddy hiked it with his dad a year before. Said this trail goes back past what we know the scorn. Deer pattern and foot pattern to the main route. Generations walking through the cedar and the fruit. Ozark trail walk a raft, limestone underfoot. Cedar and the hickory and the old trail took. Ozark trail walking in the bluff above the creek. Best view in the country at the end of the week. My luncheon started in the early light. Said I'd make the ridge top by the nooner right. The trail climbs harder but the second creek crossing there. And switchbacks through the cedar in the morning air. At the ridge the whole Ozark Valley spread below. Best reward for every hard step that you go. Ozark trail walker off limestone underfoot. Cedar in the hickory and the old trail took. Ozark trail walking in the bluff above the creek. Best view in the country at the end of the week. My grandfather walked this trail to get to school. 3 miles each way was the old drone crew. Said the trail taught him everything he ever knew about the land and what the land will do. Ozark trail walker rough limestone underfoot. Cedar and the hickory and the old trail took. Ozark trail walker been the bluff above the creek. Best view in the country at the end of the week. Her mother spinning wheel in the corner room. Treadle worn smooth from her foot in the gloom. She'd spin from dark to dark on the winter days, turning raw fleece into something that pays. The wheel still turns if you set it upright. Best sound in the county in the fading light. Spinning wheel sundown, hen route fiber into thread. Everything she made, she put above her head. Spinning wheel sundown, hen route treadle and the twist. County's finest cloth maker on the list. She raised the sheep and sheared and carted too. Said why pay for what your hands and land can do. Spun the thread, wove the cloth on the loom beside. Said this coat will last a lifetime if you try. 3 generations in the coat she made. That kind of fabric, never gonna fade. Spinning wheel sundown, hen route fiber into thread. Everything she made, she put above her head. Spinning wheel sundown, hen route treadle and the twist. County's finest cloth maker on the list. The wheel sits quiet in my parlor now. I learned to spin last winter, Mabercy figured out how. Said I owe her at least the knowledge that she had. The spinning wheel at sundown makes me glad. Spinning wheel sundown, hen route fiber into thread. Everything she made, she put above her head. Spinning wheel sundown, hen route treadle and a twist. county's finest clothmaker on the list. Long pole ballast on the fork of post by the well. Counterweight a stone on the short end fell. Pull the bucket down and let the long arm rise. Draw the water up beneath the morning skies. Grandpa at the well sweep every morning task. Best water drawing method if you care to ask. Well, sweet Monterey Alice on the post. Ancient water drawing from the coast to coast. Well, sweet Monterey counterweight and pole, bringing up the water cold and full. Farmers to blend in the city's grandfather built the sweep in place, said the lever makes the lead, let them no disgrace. Business working for you when the weight is right. Old man pulling water with our morning fight. The bucket came a cold from 30 feet below. Sweetest water any county farm can show. Well, sweet Monterey Alice on the post. Ancient water drawing from the coast to coast. Well, sweet Monterey counterweight and pole, bringing up the water cold and full. The hand pump replaced the sweep when I was 10. Daddy said we won't need the old pole then, but I kept the sweep standing by the well side there. Oldest piece of water wisdom in the air. Well, sweet Monterey Alice on the post. Ancient water drawing from the coast to coast. Well, sweet Monterey counterweight and pole, bringing up the water cold and full. Clear the Fodder from the barn before the Saturday night. Sweep the boards and hang the lanterns in the light. The word goes out across the holler Tuesday noon. Said the Hendersons are hosting a barn tune. Everybody brings a dish and a dancing shoe. Best invitation in the county's coming through. Fodder barn dance, the beatboard swept clean and wide. Music pouring out from every lantern side. Fodder barn dance, the beatboard fiddle strikes the air. Best Saturday the whole county's going to share. Fodder barn. Buck and Ruby Henderson called the Dew Chantal, said the caller has to keep the energy flow. Old Pete Simmons on the fiddle in the loft said I'll play until my fingers give up soft. 3 sets in and everybody soaked with sweat. Nobody going home with a single regret. Fodder barn dance, the beatboard swept clean and wide. Music pouring out from every lantern side. Fodder barn dance, the beatboard fiddle strikes the air. Best Saturday the whole county's going to share. Children asleep in the hay by 10 o'clock. Grandparents still dancing past the midnight clock. A barn can hold a whole community inside, giving music and you watch the walls expand wide. Fodder barn dance, the beatboard swept clean and wide. Music pouring out from every lantern side. Fodder barn dance, the beatboard fiddle strikes the air. Best Saturday the whole county's going to share. Fodder barn. Tobacco market in the warehouse wide. Baskets lined from wall to warehouse side. The auctioneer and his champ are moving fast and clear. Best money in the county once a year. Daddy'd have his baskets tagged and graded right. Said the grading is the work done tonight. It's tobacco auction day, Rebab as auctioneer and song, chanting price and buyer moving right along. Tobacco auction day, rebasket after row. Year of work decided in the auction flow. The chant went faster than my ears could track. Said that's one Mervelin, let's see, going to the back. Daddy's hand went up to note the sail. Shake of hands and riding on the trail. Come to noon we had a check and dinner out. That's what tobacco auction day's about. Tobacco auction day, read out as auctioneer in song. Chanting price and buyer moving right along. Tobacco auction day, read basket after row. Year of work decided in the auction flow. The auction warehouse closed in 90 long. Contract buying came through the back door. But the old men still talk about the chant. The auctioneer's voice was something you can't replace with any modern kind of deal. The warehouse floor was where you'd feel. Tobacco auction day, read as auctioneer in song. Chanting price and buyer moving right along. Tobacco auction day, read basket after row. Year of work decided in the auction flow. Plum thicket, river sea, wild plum thicket by the south fence line. Blooming on twig, cloud of the fine. Small red fruit by August, the heat and sweetest tart thing any wild place meets grandma. Take us picking in the early morn. Before the deer got everything that's born. Wild plum thicket, ravine, sweet and tart and free. Best wild fruit on this property. Wild plum thicket, ravine, side red against the green. Finest August harvest nature scene. Thorns would scratch you getting to the best ones in, but the fruit inside was worth scratching skin. We fill our buckets careful through the briars. Grandma said the best things always have their fires. Come home purple, bentering fingers to the lip. Best evidence of the wild plum picking trip. Wild plum thicket, ravine, sweet and tart and free. Best wild fruit on this property. Wild plum thicket, ravine, side red against the green. Finest August harvest nature scene. She'd make the jelly boiling through the afternoon, sweet and ruby red by the August moon. Spread it on a biscuit in December cold, tasting every bar and scratching worth the gold. Wild plum thicket, ravine, sweet and tart and free. Best wild fruit on this property. Wild plum thicket, ravine, side red against the green. Finest August harvest nature scene. On the barn floor in October cold, frost in the fiber just like the old days told. Grandpa breaking stalks against the wooden blade. Every pound of fiber built by hand and trade. Rope and coffin grain bags from the county hemp. Best natural fiber any harvest kept. Hey! Hemp breaking day, raindrops, fiber in the break. Every stalk of hemp the county's going to take. Hemp breaking day, raindrop craft living on, working by the method that was never gone. Hey! Redding pond out back half soak the stalks for weeks, breaking down the outer layer till the fiber speaks. Then the break would separate the herds from line, long fiber from the short in the sorting time. Said the finest rope in the county came from here. Hemp fiber twisting strong from year to year. Hey! Hemp breaking day, raindrops, fiber in the break. Every stalk of hemp the county's going to take. Hemp breaking day, raindrop craft living on, working by the method that was never gone. The old skills never fully disappear. They wait inside the people year to year. Somebody's grandmother remembers how it's done, passes it along, but before the knowing's gone. Hey! Hemp breaking day, raindrops, fiber in the break. Every stalk of hemp the county's going to take. Hemp breaking day, raindrop craft living on, working by the method that was never gone. Reverend Willis kept the finest garden in the town, half an acre of the Lord's provision going down. Said he couldn't take a salary fit for what he gave, so the garden fed the family that the Lord made. Early every morning past the church and gate, working in the garden pie before the deacon's late. Preacher's garden, neighbor buying's half an acre blessed. Reverend Willis giving it his very best. Preacher's garden, neighbor buying's provision by the Lord. Ever owe a sermon on the family board. Crafty boy and Douglas to the fellowship hall door, leave it without a note and no one saw. The family's found their porches had a bag of beans, a box of tomatoes without names or scenes. The whole county knew the source without a sign. Reverend Willis and his garden line. Preacher's garden, neighbor buying's half an acre blessed. Reverend Willis giving it his very best. Preacher's garden, neighbor buying's provision by the Lord. Ever owe a sermon on the family board. He preached about the lilies on a Sunday morn, said God provides the same as any corn. Then went home and hoed until the evening fell. The kind of sermon living proves the well. Preacher's garden, neighbor buying's half an acre blessed. Reverend Willis giving it his very best. Preacher's garden, neighbor buying's provision by the Lord. Ever owe a sermon on the family board. Galvanized was chirp upside down with a pole and string. One tweezing and bass that only country nights could bring. Old Henry plucking the rhythm with his work per scorn hand, keeping the bottom of the holler band. Said you don't need much to hold the low note down. Just a wash tub and a string, a holler sound. Wash tub, bass, now without one string holding low. Henry on the bottom of the music flow. Wash tub, bass, now without rub and boom. In the dark, holler music going to the heart. For snackings to blubs, dinner season start was high in the air. Pull it forward and the bottom drops below. Henry reading every song's ebb and flow. He'd never had a lesson in his life, just played by feel from the music right. Was tub, bass, now without one string holding low. Henry on the bottom of the music flow. Was tub, bass, now without robe and boom. In the dark, holler music going to the heart. City musicians heard him play at the fair one year. Said that man is doing something technically clear. Old Henry just laughed and said, don't make it hard. It's a wash tub and a string in my backyard. Wash tub, bass, now without one string holding low. Henry on the bottom of the music flow. Wash tub, bass, now without robe and boom. In the dark, holler music going to the heart. The year the old cactus blooms at night, opens up its white flower in the faded light. Grandma kept it in the pots and 30 feet sturdy, and Kel said it bloomed the night my grandfather came through. Every summer when the bud began to swell, she called the neighbors in to watch it tell. Night blooming serious, we gather on the porch, watching it unfold like a summer torch. Come all in, it's the backbeat, sit out past the midnight in the lawn chairs there. Watching the bud open in the heavy air, slow and deliberate, breathing like you knew we watched. Every petal stretching right V's, nothing botched. By 2 in the morning it was fully wide. Gonna get my sunrise on the other side. Night blooming serious, we gather on the porch, watching it unfold like a summer torch. Come all in the morning, what the serious play, turn a light. We'd sit out past the midnight in the lawn chairs there. Watching the bud open in the heavy air, slow and deliberate, breathe like a new swell. She'd call the neighbors in to watch it tell. It's just don't true, you've been watch it tell. Night blooming serious, we gather on the porch, watching it unfold like a summer torch. Come ons are gone, but Tick Sean's gone, but the serious still alive. Handed down and married up fall once a year it shows. Grandest white flower that the county knows. Night blooming serious, one like us knew we watched. Night blooming serious, we'd gather on the porch, watching it unfold like a summer torch.